come up with that dog shit pick. What the fuck were we thinking? What the fuck were you thinking?
Hello there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Jimnasium with me, XFL Jim, joined by the one, the only, the roulette oracle himself. It is Chase Lupine Fiasco Sessoms. What's up, man?
Whew. It sounds like you did some LIVIN in Las Vegas, Jim.
I lived it up. I lived the rest of my February all into 3 days. So I will be taking the rest of the month off today, tomorrow, and whatever day. The first couple days of March, I want to take them off.
There you go. There you go. You got to be in good spirits and good health when it comes to March Madness and everything.
Exactly. And like the chunk of the XFL season is here. For those of you not in the know, me and Chase did just get back from Las Vegas to check out the Vipers, just to enjoy the city of Las Vegas as a whole.
Hot, sunny Las Vegas with absolutely no humidity.
I don't think it got above like 55
at the highest.
At the highest.
And it was kind of rainy and miserable a little bit.
Especially game day.
Especially game day. Especially game day. It was. Yeah, but it didn't matter. It's not like we did any of our living really outside except for the game. Yeah, it was a good trip, man. It was a really good trip.
It was awesome. We got to check out casinos that I don't usually go to. Shout out South Point. That place was magical. We went to the Coronado Cafe for their little Twilight special.
I'll tell you, that is a kick-ass $6 steak. That is a kick-ass. Well, not only just six. Well, we decided it's not a $6 steak. It's like maybe like a $3 or $4 steak, and then you have like a couple dollars worth of eggs and like $1 worth of potatoes, and
yeah, it's probably like at most a $4.50 for the steak.
Yeah, good $4.50 steak.
Really good $4.50 steak. I'm glad they had steak sauce with it though.
Yeah, dude, that place was like just the amazingly right amount of scuzzy. Like I loved it.
Also, I'm pretty sure the roulette table we went to there, no minimum.
Yeah, which we managed to beat it up at that roulette table too.
That was fun. That was a great way to start the trip.
We went bananas the first night.
We went hard night one. We went very hard night one, and then Friday we met up with friend of the show Scott Bowser, Vegas alum,
who's just like leaned into like. This is the guy I'm gonna be for my life, which is aging like mid-level mobster. Like it's a good look for him. It is a really good look for him.
I'm glad he's gone with the pinky ring. It completes the outfit.
The emerald pinky ring set it off. Fun fact, when you're in high school, you get senior rings. You know,
some people do.
So I was one of those people, and the school colors were like. Blue, gold. I figured I'd be cute, and I'd get my birthstone. I got emerald, so I used to have this big green ring. Like it looked a lot like the pinky ring that Scott had.
I could have gotten a purple one, I guess, because my color would have been amethyst.
That would have been a very like pimp kind of ring.
Yeah.
You know.
If I would have gotten a pinky, now I kind of want to go back to high school and maybe like, get it for your pinky. Don't get it for your
size it specifically for your pinky.
Yeah, get the pinky ring. But let's talk a little XFL. Week 2's in the books. Starting off, we had the Battlehawks taking on the Sea Dragons, with the Battlehawks once again coming from behind to win it 20-18. How do they keep doing it?
I don't know, but I keep taking Battlehawks. Battlehawks to Pound Town. I got the Battlehawks to cover this week with AJ McCarron. They looked a whole lot better. They
did look way better.
A lot better. Seattle looked a little bit better. Kind of still exactly the same, but mostly a little bit better.
They looked like a better version of what they were in week 1, but they still had all the same issues just against what I would say is probably a better team.
It looked like the playbook was opening up. It looked like they were doing a lot more in the passing game as opposed to just those like rub route with an out route. Like that's all they did the first game. And this one, like, it seemed like they opened up the playbook a little bit more for DiNucci.
And they didn't sub in Montez to kind of ruin the flow of the situations. Ben DiNucci still had a pretty good game. 19 for 29, 196, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, but A.J. McCarron, man, he just made all of the clutch passes. Him and Hakeem Butler connected on a really long pass for a touchdown.
I think my early season take is that A.J. McCarron, down at half, is the best quarterback in the league. Maybe the best player. Maybe the best player in the league.
Absolutely. I'd say De'Aaron King in the second half will give him a run for his money.
I don't know, dude. I would say overall, with his passing ability included, A.J. McCarron, down at half, is the best player.
Okay. All right. I like it. I like the way that you framed that for history and everything. That's pretty good. I like it.
For now.
Okay.
We'll have to wait to see how this plays out, but as it stands right now, A.J. McCarron, down at half, best player in the league. I think the Sea Dragons are also walking away as the best 0-2 team, easily, out of the three.
Here's the deal, though. Like, I'm pretty certain the Battlehawks are the Birmingham Stallions of the XFL this year.
They're going to play in a bunch of classics, and everyone's going to think they're a little bit fraudulent, but they're going to go on to win the whole thing.
Yes, I think that's exactly how that shit is going to go down. I'm calling it right now.
I could very easily see it.
As someone who owns a Battlehawks future, I'm fine with this narrative.
So after week 2, who do we think it is? Like, I think everyone's assuming Battlehawks Roughnecks, probably.
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be. I haven't seen anybody in the South. Well, the Brahmas. Roughnecks Brahmas is going to be a
It'll be Roughnecks Brahmas, and then it'll be Battlehawks, and at the moment, DC's looking like the team to beat.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think Battlehawks DC is your most likely two out of the North.
The way it stands right now, like, things could shift so drastically. Whoever knows?
It's true. I mean, it looks like what's his name at Orlando was ready to waive his entire team and just bring on an entire new team of players onto the Orlando Guardians.
We'll get into that one later, but they seem like they're in a whole mess of a situation. Someone tweeted at me that's like, the Orlando Guardians are the Pittsburgh Maulers of this year's XFL. And while I could theoretically agree with that, I don't feel like they're in as much chaos and turmoil as the Maulers were last year.
Yeah, no one's been waived over just some bullshit. Yeah, that we know of.
Yeah, they haven't had the issues like before the season even started. But the Battlehawks are a good team with flaws. But the fact that they're doing this on the road back to back, if they win in week 3 and come into St. Louis undefeated, it's going to be lights out.
You've said that they're already opening up like the upper bowl and everything for season tickets, right? Like it's gonna be all the way live in St. Louis.
You could very easily see a sold out crowd. So the Battlehawks, there's only going to be one undefeated team in the North after next week because they play the Defenders.
That's going to be a really good game.
There's actually a lot of good matchups for next week because I feel like the teams, like the way they're playing out in the season, there's a lot on the line. There's a lot like going on. But we'll get into that later. Game number 2, the game we were at.
Yeah.
DC Defenders at the Vegas Vipers. DC walks away 18-6. So Chase, I have thoughts. I expressed my thoughts in a preview video recap video coming out tomorrow or Tuesday. Oh, excuse me, Tuesday or Wednesday. What'd you think of Cashman? What'd you think of the environment?
So here's the deal. Something about that baseball stadium might make that the worst venue in the XFL.
I agree.
Here's the thing, too, is what I think happened to us, we didn't consider, is if you buy, like, second-row seats in a baseball stadium, like, you're not going to be able to see most of the field. Because
we could see shit.
You had, like, gigantic human beings who aren't, like, right under you, right underneath there, because that's not nowhere near where the sideline is. They're way up there, standing in front of the sideline. So, like, I could only really see, like, a handful of plays. And then the big screen was, like, way out in, like, center field. And the screen was by big, I mean not big at all. It was, like, I could barely tell what was going on. So, I mean, there wasn't a ton of people. The viewing wasn't optimal. The people who were there were excited.
People there were awesome. So the crowd size was apparently like 6,000.
Yeah.
Which is small, but then you have to take into account Cashman only holds 10,000 people.
That's true. That's true. I mean, it looked like there was a pretty good-sized crowd whenever we were there. If some of them left early, I can't blame them in the slightest because it turned into a fucking monsoon.
Yeah, the weather got really, really bad, and you saw that in the level of play. There were kickers slipping all over the place, players slipping all over the place.
I'll tell you, this is a point in the Cashman column, which is I had probably my most fun of the weekend heckling children as they attempted to throw a football into a net through a hole in a piece of wood.
And I shotgunned a Zoa.
You shotgunned an energy drink. You did. I had my civil rights trampled all over because they decided that I wasn't good enough for a Zoa or a can of Zoa. Like you just like ripped into like a fucking filthy animal with your teeth.
Yeah, they must have had like an intern or something managing the booth, just giving them away. And then their boss came over and was like, oh yeah, we're not supposed to be giving whole cans away.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. You were the last one to get one. And I was
Damn
just sitting
right.
there like, I wanted some energy. I like energy. Nope.
The game was fun. Stadium was like, the atmosphere was fun. But like Shay said, the viewing experience isn't fantastic.
No. If you go to a game, just do yourself a favor and get yourself like halfway up top of the row, like top of the section.
Yeah,
like
go high.
You'll probably have a pretty good view at that point.
I would also probably call this the sloppiest game of the weekend.
Yeah, in terms of play and also in terms of how the field conditions came out.
Congrats for DC. They like similar to the Battlehawks. They have like this whole second half thing, but I think the difference is it's not as much as a second half comeback mechanic as it is a vibe shift of when they put in Derek King.
Yeah, it's because Derek King is the best athlete on the field in the XFL currently.
But you look at the stats. 0 passing yards, 0 pass attempts.
Yeah.
Only 4 rushes for 32 yards, but he takes the eyes and the effort of the defense. It's just such a totally different vibe when he's in.
Yeah, you have to devote somebody like else to stay like spied on the quarterback because you can't rely on that defensive end not to just like crash and take the bait every single time, you know. So yeah, man, like he completely changed it. Like they started running like crazy. The 0 pass attempts, like, is it troublesome? Sure. But it's also like, did you really want him to attempt any passes at that point whenever they were moving the ball just fine and like it was wet and gross out there?
I mean, they had 229 rush yards.
Yeah. No need.
Like,
no need
Abram
for it.
Smith, Jordan Tomu even rushed for 68. Armstead, like, as they stand now, they're probably the best running team.
Yeah.
Especially with King in there. I think this is a situation where the defenders could play both quarterbacks throughout the whole season.
One thing I saw clearly was Luis Perez get popped. That's one of the things that I saw. It makes me wonder if that's what maybe like he got hurt whenever that happened, and that's why it was Brett Hundley for the rest of the game. Or it could be they were just planning on going with Hundley for the rest of the game anyway.
Well, I know that like they sought Hundley out. They wanted Hundley. So I don't know. The Vipers looked good in the first quarter, and then just couldn't do a damn thing the rest of the game. I don't know if that's Huntley's fault. I don't know if that's the play. I don't know what that is, but they looked way better in week 1 than they did this week.
Yeah, Hundley didn't just seem to have any sort of like vibe or connection with anybody like in his receiving core at all.
Which makes sense. He's only been here for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, whereas Luis Perez, like you could see it. It seems like people just got wise to the easy stuff that their offense can do. Like if you don't cover this, they're gonna get this reception every single time. And so like now that they've changed, like I don't know, it could be the play calling a little bit, but I don't know. I would expect more from that defense, but I also think that DC with Derek King is going to be a buzzsaw for anybody. Like I'm kind of wondering what happens if they let Derek King take all the snaps.
I don't know. Maybe you'll just see like a total option team.
Yeah, like, but him as a change of pace works pretty damn well too.
I think it works pretty well because like for the defenders, like Tomu through the air, yeah, he only had 93 yards, but he still rushed pretty well too. Like this, I think playing them both might be the play until you lose a game decidedly.
And then just like fuck it, shit or get off the pot. You have to make a decision.
Yeah, kind of like you saw in the USFL with the Generals. where they were playing both quarterbacks throughout.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they finally were like, okay. It's, what's his name?
They went with Perez, baby.
Yeah.
Game number 3, we had the San Antonio Brahmas versus the Orlando Guardians, and I want to get the positives out of the way first. The Crown Orlando actually looked better than I thought it would. Looked pretty good.
Yeah, it looked decent. That's a big place to have a football game, so I'm kind of impressed at the amount that they filled it out. So I have a feeling that was the end of the positives.
Yeah, Brahmas win 30-12. The Guardians, like, you saw it week 1 as well. The Guardians' defense holds together and for like up to a point.
Yeah.
But they can only do so much when the offense is doing literally nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Like Paxton Lynch, we saw some quarterbacks take a step forward this week, it seemed like. And Paxton Lynch was not one of them.
Okay. I will shit on Paxton Lynch with the best of them.
Yeah.
He had a lot of drops. Those receivers were dropping a lot of good balls.
It makes me think that in practice they're not even used to him getting them off clean.
Maybe like that might be the issue. But like I will not put the entirety of this game on Paxton Lynch.
Yeah. And guess what? DeAndre Francois doesn't necessarily look much better.
I never know. Like, let one of these other guys start. See how Dormade or Francois do as a starter. You put them into these situations that are already shit.
Yeah.
Like,
when it's like it's obvious that you have to throw the ball to get back into this game, and that's what you're going to do every single down.
And they started with their run game looked better than the Brahmas to start out with.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. Jack Cohn, we owe you apologies.
I was wrong on Jack Cohn. He's fucking good. Jack Cohn's good. The Brahmas, like week 1, had the best rushing attack out of all the games. Their rushing attack got shut down. Jack Cohn went 165 yards and 3 touchdowns through the air, and he ran for 23 yards. Come on.
Dude, come on. All right, fucking Hines Ward and Joey Porter, hell of a job. Hell of a job so far. They look like the best, like, all around put together team. Best balanced team when I'm talking on offense, like between running and passing. When I talk about on defense, like they're not lagging there either. They've got a monster. They've got a pass rush that's just as good as Houston's.
Oh, their defense in front is so good.
Oh yeah, man. They might be the best constructed team in the XFL.
I would not. I've assumed the best outcome for the XFL itself would be like a San Antonio St. Louis matchup.
I think so too. I think that's two great cities for a finals too, because they're probably going to be the two that lead in attendance.
Yeah, it'd probably be the two that lead in attendance, and the game is in San Antonio.
Oh yeah, that would be real lit.
It's gonna be lit.
Yeah, and I don't ever use the word lit. That would be real lit.
I think the Brahmas are a great team. That week 1 loss that's Battlehawks magic.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
because they looked good in that game too. But Jack Cohn looks solid. The Guardians, I don't know. The way I approach the Guardians, they have a lot of pieces that individually look good. Like they have good players. It's just not all fitting together. And I think the Guardians will be similar to the last Florida team we had in the Tampa Bay Vipers.
Yeah,
where you're not going to see this team come together till about week 5, halfway through the season. I suspect they clean it up and then start actually playing. They probably won't make a playoff run, but they might ruin someone else's shot.
That's true. Now, I'm pretty interested in watching this Brahmas team. I kind of want to start picking at the futures and seeing how much movement they've made, because they've got to be either first, second, or third choice, right?
You got to be putting them third, in my opinion. So let's see if I can find XFL futures real quick. Okay, I got them right here, Chase.
Okay.
Battlehawks at plus 350.
Okay.
Renegades still 6-1. Defenders plus 300. Brahmas 8-1.
That's okay.
I might take a flyer on the Brahmas at 8-1.
That's what I can get them at here too. I think
8-1. That's a good get.
I might.
I know. I was talking with Scott. He texted me asking for his pick from the north and pick from the south to start the season, and I rolled with the Battlehawks and the Roughnecks, and I'm liking that so far. But you might double down on the Brahmas.
This is what I'm seeing right now. DC plus 300.
Don't love it.
Houston plus 325.
I mean, you could have gotten them better to start the season, so don't
Way
take
better.
this.
Way better. Battlehawks plus 350. Same thing. I've got them locked in at a way better price.
Exactly.
Arlington plus 575. They've started to float, but they haven't floated near far enough.
Dude, I do not trust the way this team is until they make a change. I don't know. I'm not a big Drew Plitt guy, I think.
San Antonio Brahmas plus 800.
Love it.
Sea Dragons plus 900. That's one that I wouldn't even mind taking another flyer
No,
on.
they're the best 0-2 team by far. I think they still have they have all the pieces, and I think once Josh Gordon, if it's still that if Josh Gordon is there, then bam.
Yeah. Vipers 10-1, Guardians 16-1. Guardians might as well be like 32-1 at this point.
Yeah, they could be 60-1. I wouldn't take them.
Vipers. Here, we got a question. What do you?
Yeah,
think
we
the
got
Vipers?
Vaz coming in late. What do we think the Vipers' main problem is? It's hard to say.
It seems to be cohesion on offense. Like nobody seems to be like in the right spot. Like there's a matter of like the pass protection a little bit because it seemed like Hundley, Perez, all those people, all those quarterbacks seem to be just like I don't know, running for their life a little bit.
Yeah, offensive line did not play that well this week.
Nope. There's no like presence of run game either. It seems.
Yeah, them and actually a lot of the teams still lacking on that run game a little bit.
There's only a couple teams that are only really able to run the ball right now, and it seems to be like the Brahmas and the Defenders.
The Guardians even this week did pretty well.
Yeah, that's true.
But like the Defenders and the Brahmas are the two that stand out as actually having a good cohesive run game.
Yeah, I honestly, I really like the pieces that the Vipers have. I really think it's a matter of them just kind of gelling with either behind Luis Perez or Brett Hundley, whichever one it's going to be.
I think they just had to like. You saw it this week. So last week they really just went with Perez and they looked better.
Yeah.
But they still kind of fell apart late in the game. If you want Hundley, just go with him. Just start him, put him in. That's your guy. You can't, unless you're doing a system like the Defenders are doing where you're using the quarterbacks in different ways.
Yeah.
You just got to stick with one guy.
I completely agree. I think when it's the two quarterback system, you have to have the two like conflicting styles of these guys do this guy does this, the other guy does that. You know, like one runs, the other passes. I mean, because there's still like deception that you can get off of that because like you can bring in the guy who's supposed to pass, and then what do? You run with him. Whoa!
Yeah, and if you're in like a defender situation, both of your guys, like theoretically, Tom is also a good runner and. Well, yet to be seen, but Derek King's theoretically a good passer as well. So, like,
yeah, it could be the thing where they start keying in on the pass with her, but whatever. We talked about that game.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we're on to the last game now. We got the Arlington Renegades taking on the Houston Roughnecks, with the Roughnecks winning this one 23-14. It was the Texas throwdown. I tried to get through it.
I know. You were so close.
I tried.
Close. My boy had a lot of darts at the roulette table.
Oh, I had so many darts.
Right. Yeah. And when he was winning $1,000 at a slot machine.
Oh, God. I don't know if Drew Plitt's the guy.
I don't think he is. They seem to get a little bit of something going with Cole McDonald, but I'm not sure if you could.
So you're talking about the Roughnecks. I was talking about the Renegades.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's Cole McDonald coming in for the Renegades. My bad. Yes. No, Drew Plitt does not look like the guy. Who do they have behind Drew Plitt?
It's your boy. It's Kyle Sloter.
I'd be interested to see.
I just want to see him. We haven't seen him at all. I don't know, because, like, going into the season, preseason, I thought the Renegades would have one of the top run games and, like, rush attacks in the game.
Yeah.
They haven't shown it.
No, they haven't. They haven't shown much of anything, quite honestly. I mean, most of their scoring has come from the defense thus far. They managed to put the offense together a little bit this week.
2 touchdowns, baby.
That's amazing.
We're getting through it.
Yeah, look at you go. Look, this boy a warrior.
I just think if you include Kyle Sloter, you have that built-in connection with what I'm going to say is probably the best player on your team, especially in your passing attack with Sal Cannella.
Yeah, that's true.
They played together last year in the USFL.
The Sloter-Cannella connection is strong, very strong. I mean, I think it's probably time for a change. you're early enough in the year where you're really not going to screw anything up, I don't think. If you just go ahead and say this is Kyle Sloter's team, like unless he's just been really bad in practice, like he's just not getting it and we're not seeing it.
If there's that, then yeah, but so I'm looking at it. So Houston ran 5 more plays, but outgained him by 120 yards.
Yeah. Yeah. Brandon Silver looks okay throwing the ball a little bit.
That's the Brandon Silver experience, baby. He looks like fine. Yeah. 14 for 28, 173, 2 touchdowns. They kind of they use Cole McDonald like DC uses King to only really affect the run game, which doesn't make sense to me because McDonald ran a run and shoot style offense.
Right.
I don't know. Like there's like half the league is still trying to settle on a quarterback, I feel like.
Yeah, and I think what it's going to come down to is that if you have a somewhat elite defense, you can probably go ahead and pencil yourself in for the playoffs, right?
Yes.
So at this point, that means that it like squarely puts Houston, San Antonio, and DC in the playoffs.
Yes, the best defenses. Houston, I think, is a step above the others. Their defense seems to be really, really good.
Yeah, it's a little bit more complex, I think.
I feel like their offense is only going to get better.
Yeah. And I mean, I think the two other defenses in the North aren't really all that far off. The Battlehawks have actually like stepped up and made the stops to like win a game. But the thing is, the Sea Dragons haven't necessarily done anything to lose a game.
No, I don't know how they just keep losing somehow.
Yep.
Oh, there's Eric right there. He wants King freed. I don't think we see it next week. I think we still see the dual quarterback system. I just don't know. For the Renegades, I feel like you have a lot of good pieces. You should have a way better run game. I don't know why you don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if Drew Plitt's the guy.
I see Uncle Rico wants Vegas stories. Should we just tell him about our first night in town?
Yeah, let's just go. I mean, that's the XFL. Like any other main takeaways, I liked hearing 3. There was 2 F-bombs. Shout out to Andrew Francois. I'm gonna play that one right now.
All right, tight. Act 2. Shut the fuck up, y'all. Listen. Act 2 hot. On one.
You're not getting that. You're not getting that belly left. You're not gonna get that belly left. That's what he says, right?
I think so. Yeah. Also,
oh, man, the wheeze before the cough was like
Also, we had
level.
a Brandon Silvers on like the sideline being like, I don't know what that fucking shit's about.
Right.
I love the players mic'd up.
Yeah.
But Vegas, baby. So Thursday, Vegas. So we were there Thursday to Sunday. Chase, you were there at what, like 2 p.m.?
Yeah, got there at like I don't know, like right before the big, that wheeze sounds terrible.
It's bad. It's real. It's not great.
Right before the Big 10 game started, so like I managed to get money down on Penn State money line against Ohio State, cha-ching, and basically just hung out in the sports book waiting for Jimbo to show up. And then Jim arrived and things got instantly more cooler. Let's see. I talked up this one slot machine.
Yeah, I got in at 11, so I get in at like 11 whatever. We get our room set up, and then Chase shows me to his little honeypot slot machine.
Yeah, I was like, listen, man, I think I found like a little honey hole slot machine. And so we sit down. We're there for like, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, and I hit it for like $500. From there, we go to the roulette, and we turn that. Oh, wait, we went to Reef. The old Reef.
Yeah, we went to Reef to get those amazing cookies next.
Those amazing cookies and a fierce animal funk.
Yeah, some fierce animal funk variety.
So after that, we ate those cookies. We did the fierce animal funk, and then we went down to the tables. Hit a bunch on the old slot machine, then turned that into even more at the old roulette table.
Well, so I think straight from the slot machine, I think by then it was like 12:30.
Yeah.
So then we hit to South Point because we did that the first night. I think that's. Did we hit the roulette at Circa first?
Yeah, because I hit that too.
That's right. We hit it both. That's right.
Because actually, I left my like wad of money in the hotel.
That's right. Because we cashed out.
Yeah, and I'm only taking this like $100 bill to South Point to pay for our badass $6 steaks, and then we hit the roulette table there, and
Don't
East and out again.
don't forget my little. So we get to South Point, which I had never been. Chase had never been. Outskirts of Vegas, basically. Huge ass casino.
Yeah. Like super like early 90s like carpet kind of floral.
It was like walking into a time machine.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome.
It was beautiful. We go to their diner, the Coronado Cafe. Shout out. They do the Twilight Special.
Yep. At
$6 steak.
Starting at like 2 a.m. you can get a $6 steak and eggs.
Shut up, Eric. What are you fucking calling rookies here? That place is great.
Place is fantastic. Then we find a roulette table with no minimum. Knock it dead there.
Oh, don't forget, I had like a $1.75 shrimp cocktail too.
Oh, he also had the. It was a real fixer-upper of a shrimp cocktail, Uncle Rico. I'm not gonna lie.
That might have been what actually got me sick.
That's actually hepatitis you have now.
Yeah, I could very well have caught something from the very cheap shrimp cocktail. The only thing I wish we would have gone to,
Yeah.
but I was very tired, is Eric. Those are our people. South Point is fantastic. That place is lovely.
Yeah.
I wish I would have gone to the bowling alley.
That would have been. I would have rolled a few frames with you.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, but then we came back, so we somehow had money, and then we went to bed.
Yep, and then night 2, we hook up with Scott Bowser, go to, what was the Palace place?
Yeah, Palace Station, where
Palace Station, that's what it was.
Palace Station, where O.J. Simpson committed the armed robbery and kidnapping that landed him in the Nevada Department of Corrections. I thought you was a straight shooter, man. I'm sorry. I phrased that wrong. When he went to legally reclaim sports memorabilia that had been stolen from him.
Yeah, he was legally reclaiming it while exercising his God-given Second Amendment right.
Yes. God, yes. And there's so many guns in Nevada.
There's a lot.
I love that stretch whenever we drive between Fremont and the Strip, that stretch where it's like dispensary, gun, shooting range,
Liquor store.
dispensary, liquor store, titty bar. It's like, yeah. All right.
It's the great part of non-gambling Vegas.
Yeah.
It's the part where you gamble with your life every day.
We need to go to that place where you can shoot like ridiculous 50 cal automatic weapons.
Yes, next time we should.
Yeah, we should.
And then Saturday, we go to the game. We kind of just we sleep in, watch Arkansas, Alabama in the sports book. Have a good time with that. Thank you for covering Arkansas.
That was the largest sports bet I've ever placed in my life. Arkansas covered.
We go to the game. We go to Cashman's, which is it's pretty close to downtown.
Yeah.
Not a great area, but whatever.
Yeah.
I stand by that. Maybe they couldn't have sold alcohol, but I stand by they should have played at Bishop Gorman. I think that would have been a way better environment.
Oh yeah. That's a pretty nice football field. Pretty nice.
I think it holds more people too.
It's about as good as like a lot of like small college stadiums.
Yeah. Did that, got rained out, went back, and I lost all my money on Saturday night.
You know what's funny is I was thinking about this, like of like the 4 times that you and I were at a roulette table together, only once did you leave with less money than you came with. Like every time.
Yeah, every time I went by myself, I lost a bunch of money.
You got spanked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I feel like I let you down.
I should have learned.
Yeah. I'm glad that we both put that together. Whenever you came back in after your last trip to the roulette table, you were heading down to like cash some tickets. I was like, I bet you he's gonna hit the roulette table, and then you were back really quick. I was like, oh, things either went really well, really fast, or really bad, really fast.
I had the rest of my money, about $1,200 down on the table, and then I was like, okay, I see where everyone's putting their money. I want to go with the vibes of the table. I put basically everything down on 20. I'm either walking away with 0 or I'm walking away with like 35 grand.
Do you remember how close was it? How close was it to 20?
It was pretty close. I think it was like 2 numbers off. I'll have to check my wheel and see where 20's at, because I'm pretty sure it landed on 9.
Oh man.
Let me see. So
I'm glad we can laugh about this now, because I have a feeling like we would not have been able to if I was at the table with you.
I would have been devastated.
Yeah.
So let me see a picture of a roulette wheel. Okay, where is 9 in relation to 20? There's 20. No, it's not. It's 3 numbers away. So it's like kind of close, but, not that close.
All right. Yeah. No, it was a good time. I
had a blast.
I managed to pretty much, not spend any money, thanks to a couple of good sports bets and the roulette table. And a $500 Kickstarter for my honey hole.
And that's really all we did this entire weekend.
Yeah. Rouletted and sports bet and drank.
Damn, fucking right.
And fierce animal funked. And
we got funky. We got very funky.
Yeah.
I got nothing else, Chase.
I got nothing else either, and I've got an Iowa State, West Virginia game to watch.
Nice. I will let you hit that up. That will be the Jimnasium, folks. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll see you again next week.